Hi, it's December 28th, 2020. This is Wes Fryer. And in this screencast, I'd like to teach you how you can embed a YouTube playlist on a Google site. And I absolutely love doing this and using YouTube playlists as well as Google Sites. And so I'll show you just briefly how I'm using those and then demonstrate these steps. So I am using Google Sites in a bunch of ways. This is my website, medialiteracy.wesfryer.com, where I've curated a bunch of different resources related to media literacy, which is one of my most important professional interests right now. I also use this for my school website. So I use mdtech.cassidy.org as the site where I post all the lessons for the major lessons that I'm teaching at school. Just so easy to be able to put those together. I'm using a Google site for our school's technology support resources, and so we've got just a lot of different modules here about how to create a variety of different educational technology tools. And then lastly, I've been using a site for the Sunday school class that I teach, and so that's what I'm going to embed right here. I've got links to all the slideshows that I use, all the recorded classes, and both the slideshows and the videos. And then I also have this media page which has some related media. And so I realized today that I just had I had previously only had a link and not an embed to a playlist. And you can see this playlist, which I'm calling Faith and Science. It has actually 85 different videos on it. And this is one of the reasons it's so powerful. It's easy to add videos to a playlist. I can do this on my Apple TV when I happen to be home, watching. I can do it on my phone. It's just really an easy way to be maintaining a list of something like this. And these are all videos related to our class. Some of these I've shared in class, other times I've referenced them, other times, they're things that I have been watching to gain a little more information and do research. For instance, I just watched this wonderful hour-and-a-half Socrates in the City video interview with Colin Nichol about his 2015 book, The Great Christ Comment. So that's an example. So I also have just been updating over the holidays my main YouTube channel, and one of the things you can do on your YouTube channel is you can have different sections here where you link to playlists. Playlists can include videos that you've created, but they can also include playlists that other people have created. And so what I want to do on my Faith and Science page here is, next to this playlist of really research and other background videos, I want to put a link to this playlist that I've been maintaining that is back here. All of our class recordings, okay? And so this is the actual link to this playlist. Now, sometimes when you link to a playlist, it'll actually go to the first video that'll start playing. Note also, you can change the sort order. Generally, I have my playlists automatically sort by the date added, and therefore the most recent thing that I've put in here is going to be at the top. You can also customize and change this. But this is the link that I want to have. And so I'll put this link into the YouTube description, but this is a support article from Google, from YouTube Help actually, describing not only how to embed a video, but how to embed a playlist. And this is just a little bit trickier than a standard just copy and paste the code. You have to copy this example code. So I'm copying that. I use my Command key, Command C on my Mac, and I'll switch over here, and this is the pasted example code. And so what you have to do after you do this is you're going to get the playlist ID from the web link of the playlist. So for instance, this is my playlist. I want to embed Jesus and Science recording. So I'm going to just copy this. I'm using a little app called BB Edit that I've used for years. I love this as a text editor. I use just the free version of it. And so after this, and maybe I'll zoom in here so you can see this a little bit better. This is the URL to the playlist. I have to copy everything after this equals sign. Okay, so I'm going to copy that. That is the automatically generated code from Google for this playlist. And then I'm going to replace the list ID in the example. So I just did a Command V to paste. I replaced that there in this iframe code. And so now I'm going to copy that. And then over here in Google Sites, this is my edited page here, where you can see I've added a text box here, and I need to add a link directly to the YouTube playlist, but I've got a space for it here. And the way that this works is if I click and then choose Embed over here on the right side in Google Sites, I'm not going to embed a URL, I'm going to embed code. And I'm going to just paste that code in. The only thing I changed was I changed the list ID so that instead of the example, look at that, I'm getting my playlist, and then I will drag it where I want it to go, which is going to be right here. Now, something else that I'll do as a technique is I'm going to copy the direct link to this. I'm going to also make this text that I put above, I'm going to make that a link so people can link out to that, and then I'll link it here in this text. I say I'm also maintaining a YouTube playlist, and so I'll just highlight that text, click on the link tool, and I'll paste it in here too. So what I have done is I have a direct link here, a direct link here, but then I have the embed of this playlist down here below. So I'm going to click publish, and I'll go ahead and click publish again. I could wait for the preview to come up, but it'll publish. Sometimes it takes a minute or two for the actual site, when I reload it or refresh it, to show. And it's waiting. And it hasn't refreshed yet. Again, it sometimes takes a little bit, so this isn't that long. It's just maybe 30 seconds. And there it is. Here's the newly published version of this page. When you click publish a Google site, it checks to republish everything that has been updated in the site. So now, on my followjesus.wesfryer.com page here, on the media page, when you scroll down, you have access to a text link for this playlist, which you can see has 85 videos. And then here you have a link to, and this is a little, look at the size of that, it's a little bit different. Let's go and maybe we want to adjust that just a little bit. Huh, okay, interesting. I thought the sizes of those were going to be identical. Maybe it's because there we go. Now we're going to be able to see. A lot of times this will automatically make the two columns here exactly the same width. I want these to be the same width, so that's why I just adjusted those a little bit. Incidentally, Google Sites is the new Google Sites, which was updated a few years ago, and I have been pretty diligent in comprehensively updating all of my sites. I think you can still run the old version of Google Sites if you want to. Look how that's kind of clipped a little bit. As we get the refreshed version here, that should be fixed. This really looks great on mobile devices, mobile browsers, as well as on desktop or laptop browsers like I'm looking at here. Cool, so look at this. So you can see it, the white text a little bit better in the thumbnail for this image. But this Colin Nickel video is one of 85 videos in this playlist. As I click here, this is one of 22. And look at that, you can click and see all of these different videos right here. So it's just a nice way to provide a visual preview for folks of the most recently uploaded or updated video in that playlist. And I love that. I love it. All right. So hope that's been helpful to you. Again, my name is Wes Fryer. I am going to be having my website playingwithmedia.com updated very soon. And my goal is to go ahead when I make a new video tutorial like this and put that also on that Twitter channel called Videos by Wes, but where I am diligently and consistently putting everything is on my main Twitter account, which is just W Fryer. So you can also, of course, subscribe to me on YouTube if you're interested. And one of the ways, because I have a whole eclectic set of different things that I'm sharing, you can check out playlists. And you can subscribe to playlists too, right? Playlists are awesome. So good luck creating your own YouTube playlists, embedding those on a Google site. And if this is helpful to you, please reach out and let me know. I hope it's helpful. Have a great 2021 as we're almost to New Year's. Can you believe that? 2020 is almost over. What a great thing that is.